But I'm not going to dwell on the past. I'm going to look forward to solve this thing. All I need, all Victoria needs, is 4,000 beds to roll up in Ballarat on Melbourne Cup Day. And we will have a great celebration to remember what democracy really looks like. We weren't able to do that last Christmas. We haven't been able to do that for the past 2 Easters, or Mother's Day, or Father's Day, or Anzac Day, or Australia Day, or our birthday, or our wedding, or even our funeral. But mark my words, we will take back democracy on November 2, 2021. So, if you want to take great pride in practicing your hospital squares, which is a noble tradition in this country, our nurses, not only our nurses, but also our armed forces, have taken great pride in the way they make their beds ready for inspection with the best damn hospital squares anywhere in the world. They've been doing that for decades in this country. To have that noble skill mocked by Chairman Dunny-Sitter, oh sorry, or is that Dummy Spitter? I can't quite read it. I'll have to get back to you about that. Whatever that devil's actual qualifications are, again, I'm not here to judge. I wish him well. What was the point I was making? Oh yeah, hospital squares. To have that noble skill mocked is one of the most un-Australian displays of petulance and manipulative diversion I have ever seen in my life. Any other press gallery in the world would have chewed him up right there and then when he said such garbage. He would have come out of that press conference looking like my dog's spewed up breakfast. But not in Melbourne, where he has this power over them to turn them all into sweet little puppy dogs. Unless, of course, your name is Arvie or Peter with an A, where the Rangers lock you out from the grounds of Parliament House so you can't even get in there. But let me finish, then you can ask all the questions you want. People might ask, who are you really serving on November 2? And that's a very good question. I expected, Rachel, you were going to ask that, so I thought I'd get in first. We're serving the people of Victoria. This is not some stunt. If you want stunts, go to the circus at Spring Street. Blah, 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 blah. On the 2nd of November, all those who are sick can come and lie down for a bit of rest. Some encouragement. Some fellowship with your neighbours, workmates, friends, strangers even. No one is going to judge you. No one is going to make you sign anything, inject anything, swipe anything, but just be a regular human being towards each other. But let me make this perfectly clear. This event is not a protest. Have you got that? This event is not a protest. It is a mass act of caregiving. Right through this pandemic, there's one thing that people have not been stopped from doing: providing care to the vulnerable and the needy. And this is no different. New South Wales can have their Freedom Day. Here in Victoria, what we need is Care Day. And like with any big public event, we expect the police to play a role, to be visible, to engage positively with the crowd, to deal with anyone who's acting in a damaging way, to Just like we have for years, decades, seen them serve the public at a big market or a footy match or a concert or even white nights here in Ballarat. Now what a success that was 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago? I can't remember, it's all a blur now. But don't expect us to get some sort of permit for this event because it just won't be granted. Rather, let's treat this in just the same way as White Night. Thousands of people mixing in a wonderful way of peaceful celebration, walking off the street just for one day. There's no difference. Let us get together. Let us be human again. Let us serve each other without discrimination. Then the healing might begin and the trash might be thrown out. Now, any questions? Where'd everyone go?
They went away.
So, who are you?
Never hired from Press Service International.
Okay, never heard of it. So do you have a question?
Mr. Alternative Premier, can I just ask, what is your name?
I'm so glad you asked that question. My name is Gigi Pandrews. That's Pandrews as in a conflation of panda and Andrews. My proud heritage goes way back to the long-standing connections between the Chinese government and Irish Communist Unionists. A very proud connection, very proud.
Okay then, Mr. Pandrews, could you give us a guarantee that people will turn up on November 2nd?
Well, what was your name again?
Neville Hyde from Press Service International.
Neville. Neville, you know I can't give guarantees about anything. What I can tell you is what the modelling tells us. And the modelling tells us that people have just had a gutful of this BS. To put it colloquially, people are seriously pissed off. Does that give us any guarantee that people will turn up with their spare beds? Of course not. But I have faith in the great people of this great state. They've been through the ringer backwards 6 times over. If anyone deserves a decent, fun activity that brings us together, it's this state. So I'll leave it for you to decide. I'm not going to provide a running commentary on what Victorians will or will not do. I just won't do that. But I really hope they will. It's up to each one of us to play our part. If we do that, we'll get through this thing and we'll see off this disease.
Mr. Pandrews, will you take responsibility for things if they go wrong? And secondly, will you apologise if this turns out to be a big waste of police resources?
This is how I'll answer that question. Whatever the police do is for the operational arm of the police to decide. I have no role in that. You'll have to ask them that. As for, what was that word? Apologise.
Apologise, yes, that word, yes.
I have no recollection of that word ever being taught in any school in Victoria. Does it even appear in the dictionary? You journalists, with the greatest respect, you journalists can go around making up whatever words you like to describe what you think I should do. But I'll just keep looking forward. That's what I'm paid to do. So, any other questions? No? Right. See you tomorrow. spilled that water on the floor. Call an ambulance. They call it